Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we are going to go over the newest collab in the world of Monster Strike. It's a little bit special. It's the Sword Art Online Volume 3, but it is also a combination with the Summer Alpha collab. We saw something like this before with ReZero and the Christmas Alpha collab. So not a surprise, but there are a few things you have to keep an eye out for. And of course the collab is a little bit involved, so we want to make sure you don't miss anything about that. So let's get going. First, the Gacha monsters. We have Sinon, Alice, and Asuna getting their alpha flavors. They are different elements from their original. So Sinon is water, Alice is wood, and Asuna is dark. There are no new 4 or 5-star monsters since this is an alpha gacha, and also because it's an alpha gacha, there will be no individual rate ups for these alpha monsters. So you are going to have to fight for them at an even playing field for the entirety of the collab, all at 1.2%. Also, do note that the older gachas monsters will not be available in this alpha. Alpha gachas are completely separated from their originals, so you won't be able to see any of Volume 1 or Volume 2 in the alpha gachas. However, they have their own individual gachas in which you can chase after. So let's take a look at Sinon Alpha's stats here. Of course, we go into the details about their strike shot because collab characters tend to have unique strike shots attached to them. And currently, as of the filming of this video, Sinon has an 8.5 rating on game width. It's still temporary. Things could change, but that's where she is landed right now. Strike shot is guaranteed to hit the weak point of the first enemy she hits, and there will be you can draw a line from her to the weak point, and anybody else who is in the way in terms of enemies will also be caught in the crossfire. Now, the important thing to note about Sinon's alpha's strike shot here is not only is it an elemental, so it will be water damage, it is considered to be non-direct damage, so certain stages have a distinction about whether you physically hit the monster or you indirectly hit it. Very important to know that. But the damage increases the farther you are away from the target. So your distance being this versus this makes a huge difference, and we'll see the multipliers in the chart below. But also important to note, and this is a little bit disappointing, that the bonus damage that Sinon would normally get through her abilities do not get applied to the strike shot. Right? She has super anti-damage wall and vital killer M. Unfortunately, those attack bonuses do not appear to be applied to the strike shot. Now, for the actual multiplier damage numbers for strike shots, first gear you get a 30% boost overall while she's moving around, and then that follow-up attack ranges from anywhere from 46 to 179 times her attack stat. Again, the farther you are away from the target, the more damage you will do. Second gear, the bonus goes up to 50% for the self buff, and then the follow-up attack goes from 69 to 262x her attack stat. In terms of what numbers look like, just go ahead and look online for the various videos on that. But it is pretty decent, I think, in numbers wise. Alice Alpha is our second monster. She currently has an 8.0 rating on game width. Her strike shot does percentage attacks to all enemies based on how close they end up being to her when she's done moving. So, easiest way to basically figure out if they're going to be in range is you have Alice's ball art right here, right? Take another copy of her, put it next to her, draw a circle around her, and then that will be what is considered near Alice. And then put another copy of her, 1, 2, make another circle around that, and then if you got 2 ball distances of Alice there, then that will be the mid tier of the strike shot. And depending on where the monsters land, if you're outside of the mid tier, you are far. The percentage damage done is slightly different. So the first gear, it's a 45% self buff in general, and then the follow-up attack is 24%, 18%, 14%, depending on how close they are to Alice. Second gear, the bonus goes up to 65%, and then the follow-up attack is basically 2x, 50% stronger than its first gear. 24 turns into 36%, 18 turns into 27%, 14 turns into 21%. In terms of damage done. So pretty interesting strike shot. Looking forward to see how that gets used in the game for sure. Last but not least, we have Asuna Alpha and the dark flavor. She also has an 8.0 rating right now, and her strike shot is split into 2 parts. It does always target the first enemy you hit. The first part will be direct damage dealt, and then the second one will be percentage damage. Now, interesting thing to note here is that the percentage damage dealt will scale based on the HP that you have lost at the moment you use your strike shot. So the less HP you have, the more damage you will deal. Interesting combination there. Usually that's not the most ideal situation you want to have, but it's maybe something to keep in mind, that if you are in a pinch in terms of HP, that using a strike shot will be more effective in terms of damage dealt. Your buff for the first gear is 40%, and then the follow-up attack for the direct damage is 2.4x the attack stat, and then the follow-up damage ranges from 15 to 40%, again, depending on how much HP you have lost. And this is you, not the enemy, right? Second gear, the bonus goes up to 80%, follow-up is 3.6x, and then the follow-up damage percentage goes all the way up to 60% with a minimum of 20%. So that is Asuna Alpha. And of course, like I said earlier, Volume 1 and 2 gachas are available. They are separated from the Alpha, so you won't see those monsters in the Alpha gacha and vice versa. Also, because they're old gachas, there is no rate ups for these monsters, so none of the characters in the current SAO collab will have any individual rate ups. So please do not be waiting for that. Hopefully you aren't. So if you missed out on the older ones, do enjoy trying to catch those monsters. Also notable for this collab is that there are no 4 or 5-star quests, nor are there any direct drop quests in this collab. They are purely schedule based events. And well, let's take a look at the 3 that are available. You have Administrator in the fire flavor, you have Yuki in the water flavor, and you have a combo of Lifa, Silica, and Lisbeth in the Geki Kyukyoku lethal quest. And very important to note that this is Geki Kyukyoku, not Cho Kyukyoku, so don't get that mixed up. And also Yuki's quest is a 5-star limited, so you're gonna have to make sure you bring your older non-6-star monsters to that quest. Insidious quest, there is none quite announced yet, but we do have 2 more Monster Strike news before the event ends, so I say there's a good chance that something is going to be coming up in those 2 weeks. So make sure you hit the subscribe button on this channel if you haven't already, to make sure you don't miss out on that news of what is coming up for SAO. Now, I forgot that I had the game up, sorry. We do have a Guardian Beast for the collab. It is Yui here. Now, the character on screen does not look like Yui for sure. That is the boss. That is the Fatal Scythe Summer that you'll be taking on. He does not actually drop, so do be careful about that. However, once you clear this stage, you will be able to take on Yui as a Guardian Beast for your stage. Now, what does she do? Well, her ability is to heal HP by X%, and then there's a Y% chance that you will delay all enemies by a turn. Do you note that the values for X and Y changes on the value of Yui's level? So if you go up to level 10, it is an 80% heal with a 50% chance to delay all enemies by 1 turn. Requirements is just to get 50 hits in a single turn 4 times in the stage. Very easy, no worries about that. Now, of course, the question is it worth it? And well, it's interesting. Obviously, if you're using it as a delay first, not very good. You already have 2 alternatives that are very strong. If you weren't playing by then okay, sure, you would definitely want to get this as something really nice to have. But if you're taking it from the HP heal point of view, then that's great, right? It's a bonus to get the delay. Just make sure you keep that in mind. If you're using it a delay, it's a coin flip at level 10. So coin flip 50-50. You know how that rolls, right? However, my suggestion to everybody is make sure you get all 400 from this stage farming, and then 100 through missions and events, which we'll go through in a little bit. But make sure you get it. Collab stages for these Guardian Beasts are very valuable because, as you can see here, you get double drop rates for those shards. It is very, very tedious to try and clear it for the regular stages. You can see I have not done a single regular stage because of how annoying it is in general, right? I think I've done it once, right? It's very annoying. And double drops and the ability to use biscuits to get double drops makes this go by much faster during collabs only. So make sure you get the 400 here from farming and just don't miss it out. It is very, very, very much the best way to get these in. Remember, you need 500 to unlock a monster fully to level 10. So make sure you grab the 400 from the collab. Now, one thing to note for the duration of this collab, that when you are taking on an SAO collab quest, that the hearts will turn into potions. And you can see that there are 2 different flavors depending on the stage. Some of them will feature the top high potions in red. Some of them will feature these just healing potions in blue on the bottom. It just depends on the stage in terms of aesthetics and whether it, I guess if you know the collab anime better, maybe it makes sense why some stages uses the top versus the other. I don't know anything as usual, but note that the potions function exactly like hearts. They will turn from small, large, gold. It'll go from 1, 2, and 3 in the same rules. Every 2 turns that you leave it on the stage, it'll turn into the next level. And some missions will ask you to collect these potions. If you see 1, you'll get +1. If you see 2, it's a +2. If you see 3, +3. Now, let's talk about the missions, and I can't go into the stage because apparently the song in there gets copyright protected, and it took down my first attempt to do this video. So this is a retake. So I'm not going to go into actually, I can just turn off the sound and go into the area actually. So apologize for no BGM for a little bit, but there is an area here where you will be able to complete some missions. There are 3 different worlds to complete in. You must let's go into here. Once you log into an area, you have the ability to finish that mission. You must be in that world to finish that mission to get the rewards. You'll get EXP, Collab EXP, to increase your level here. And then you'll also get some items as well, as there's plenty of rewards to go around for completing these stages. Once you do that, you have the ability to log into another world. However, you will have to wait 8 hours before you can do it again. There's an asterisk there. We will talk about that in a second. Now, let's talk about the missions here. Now, I'll go back to the main screen so we can get some BGM back in. Now, for the missions here, you will need to, again, satisfy the requirements on the right, which is to log into that world a certain amount of times. So you cannot go ahead. You got to have satisfied the login requirements to unlock the mission there, and then while you're logged in, finish that mission so that you can get the rewards in the second column. Now, do you know some of them will require you to play specific quests? They'll be on the bottom there in gray. And I want to apologize, I did put the wrong stages for mission 2 on the initial news. Please make sure you get those right. I have updated it on both Twitter and Discord so that you can get the right ones. And I did leave out a few monsters on the blue asterisk section, and some of that is not my fault. They left off some of those monsters online as well, so not completely on me. But you can also see in game the characters there. And actually, yeah, let's do that again so that you can see that. So for example, for mission 2, you'll get the names of the quest, and then for number 5, you'll be able to actually see the characters that needs to be there exactly like I have in there. So you can see that. And on top of that, you also do get a bonus for playing stages that meet the requirements of this world, right? ALFheim Online is connected to certain stages in the game, and if you play those stages in game, you will get the bonus of double EXP that will help you increase your collab level here, which again gives you more reward. We'll talk about that again later in the video, but you can always check in there in case you forget which stages gives you that 2x collab EXP. So, a good way to get further along in the quest. And there's a reason why you might want to accelerate your work on those collab EXPs to increase your collab rank. Second area is Gun Gale Online. Here are your 5 missions that you need to clear. I don't think I made any mistakes here. Oh yeah, they left off Eugeo and Kirito there. That's not my fault. They left that off on the site there, but I think everything here should be straightforward. You can see missions 2 and 4 are specific about collecting potions. Just be careful. Make sure you're self-aware of actually trying to collect those potions. It's going to be a little bit of a pain to have to wait you know, I know nowadays, right, it's all about just flying through the stages, but you are gonna, like, if you hit the weak point a lot, it has a chance to spawn potions. So you're gonna have to be a little bit patient on this one to get 50. And remember, the number of potions you actually see will increase if you wait 2 turns, up to 3 potions. So easy way to get that going as well. Last world is the Underworld. You can see the missions are a little bit more complicated, I think, right? Do you note that the 5th mission and the 3rd mission, sorry, do ask you to use the monsters in the pink pound sign symbol area? So any of those monsters will help you get that mission to be cleared. And I did mix up one of the banners in the star area. For whatever reason, I pulled this banner from a completely unrelated quest. I don't know how that happened. It wasn't even an SAO quest. It just picked something weird. So there you go. That should be the right 3 that you need to clear Underworld. Now, all this stuff about EXP, Collab EXP, is there any other way to get it? And yes, there is. Basically, 3 criterion can give you more EXP. One is all you need to clear is any event, library, guardian beast, or temple quest. You do that, you'll get 100 points. If that quest happened to be an SAO collab quest, then you'll also get another 100 points, right? So that wouldn't apply for temples, but for the guardian beast, right, you have you're going against Scythe, right? That'll give you another 100 points if you get that. If you're playing anything from the library, that's the past stages, or anything from the schedule, that's another 100 points for you. And then this is important, if in your party you had an SAO collab monster, then you'll also get another 100 points for that. Doesn't have to be from volume 3 only, could be volume 1 or 2, doesn't matter, just put in a collab monster there and you'll get a maximum of 300 points. Oh well, there's also the doubling thing I was talking about, right? If you played in a stage that matches the world that you have logged into, then you will get double those points. So you can see on the image there, you can get 600 points at most by clearing a stage with these requirements satisfied. So for example, you saw that I was logged into ALFheim. I could go into I believe the what is it, let's just check here. I have to turn off the music. This is very annoying, I'm sorry, but right, for example, I could go into the guardian beast stage and get double EXP from that. If I go into the quest and schedule for Yuki or the 3 girls together, then I'll also get double drops here. For example, if I'm in the Gun Gale, only the Death Gun quest would give me double EXP. So be careful about that. Make sure that you're on top of where you could get that bonus. Now, why is it so important to get Collab EXP? Well, the rewards you get from the Collab rank that you saw on the previous stage gives you some pretty impressive rewards, and you can see every 4 ranks, if it's divisible by 4, right? It'll give you a pretty significant reward in this event. And for up to level 36, you will get a reward that will decrease the amount of time you have to wait before you can log into another world again, right? I said you have to wait 8 hours before you can log into again. That's pretty rough. But you can see that the amount of time you have to wait decreases pretty quickly based on the rank that you have for your collab event. Level 4 drops that down to 7.5 hours, 8, 7 hours, and then you go all the way up to level 20. It's a 5-hour wait, and then after that you cut it down by an hour, 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour. Level 36 is the best you can do in terms of reducing your wait time. It goes down to a single hour before you can log in again. Now, once you finish that, then you start putting bonuses in a different kind of reward, and that gives you EXP bonus, and that's for your rank EXP, right? The thing that we see here at the top of the screen. For your in-game Monster Strike rank, the EXP bonus will be doubled, quadrupled, octupled, 12 times, 16 times, and for a max of 20 times at rank 60. That will give you any stage that matches the area that you're logged into, that much EXP bonus for clearing. So pretty awesome. If you're looking to rank boost, this might be an interesting way to make progress on that. There's also a bunch of other rewards that you should not pass up. Obviously, my eyes are on rank 30 and 50 to get the Guardian Beast shards. Again, you got 20, 20, 20 through each of the worlds for a total of 60. You can get another 40 from your rank rewards. So that's another 100. That's enough to get the full unlock for your Guardian Beast. Again, you can normally only get 400 per session. With collabs, they tend to give you 500. Don't miss out and bank that 500 even if you're not intending to use it on Yui. You can use it for anybody else. It'll go into your shard bank. Very, very important. All right. And of course, the login rewards for this collab. Day 1, you got a Yui Good Job sticker. And on days 2 and 6, you will get a Tokudama. And last but not least, you have the library to play all these old events. Personally, I actually did not finish Death Gun the first time around. I actually cleared it and that was it. So I might do that, especially since when I have to log into Gun Gale, you do get double EXP bonus for that quest, right? So might as well take advantage of that and try to do something with it. So don't forget about that. And that's it. Like I said, we do have at least two news coming up that will probably give us some new details for this collab. So make sure you hit the subscribe button here and maybe even the bell if you want, so that you know when the video comes out, so that we can find out what is actually coming in the world of SAO and Monster Strike. And even if you're not interested in doing that, at least hit the like button, because I do like to see who enjoyed this content. ENGmonst on Twitter/X has all of these slides available. If you want to get the missions, for example, at any time, that's available there. And of course, Discord channel has the same. All of the details will be pinned there. Get your information there. And you can also talk with a lot of folks who love the game and speak English. That's it for me today. Thank you again for bearing with me. Hopefully I didn't miss anything and get copyright claimed for my video. This time, hopefully second time is a charm. You don't have to go to a third time. That's it for me today. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.